Masechet Zevahim Daf Pe'erima, continuing from Pe Bet Amud Bet, 11 lines from the bottom. First word, Bayir Avad, I have a question. Par Helam Davar Shesibur, the community Kurban that the Beti made a mistake and the community did not Avera. Usir Avad Chavim, or the goat that people have to bring for Avodah Zarah, the community did it. Sheikhnis Daman, the Knev, so they put the blood into the Kodesh Kodashim by accident. They brought it inside. Ma what's Alcha? Miyamnin, do we say Ela Kodesh Pinima? Inside the Kodesh, anytime it's inside, it's considered. Anytime we say it's in the holy, it's considered pasul. And therefore, anytime it's not pasul, I bring it inside. But if it's not considered pasul, well, maybe since it's not in the right place, it's automatically pasul. How do we look at it? The Gemara says, if you want to say since it's not in the right place, it becomes pasul. Par v'sei ish yom kippurim, the goat and bull of Yom Kippur. Shehizeben devan shel abadim v'atzion ha'echal. So you sprinkled the blood on the hechal, on the aron, then you took it outside. V'chisan, then you brought it back in. Ma, what's halacha? In the Kumano, do we say since technically they do go to the Kodesh Kodashim and therefore it should be okay? Odima, hoil v'nafak nafak. Maybe since once a man already, so it went out, therefore we bring it back in and invalidates it. If you want to, once it goes out, it goes out. Hizami the parocha. Let's say the Kohen sprinkled the blood onto the parochet, v'hotzi all the mizbeach, and he took it out to the mizbeach to sprinkle it there. Then he suddenly brought it back in to the parochet. What do we say? Do we say since it's part of the echal, it's considered one spot? Or maybe it's since it's considered an exit, you left. Therefore, since Torah mentioned it as two different places, it should be considered an exit. Therefore, it's pasul. Gemara says teku. Nechnas lechaper. The blood. The next part Mishnah said, if the blood was brought to bring kapara, even if it wasn't applied yet, according to the others, Basur, Rishimon hold that since you didn't apply yet, it's kasher. Tanabart says, Rabbi Lazar Omer, Neymar kan lechaper b'kodesh, v'neymar la'alam v'chodam lo yeh ba'ol mo'ez v'ba'ol lechaper b'kodesh. Mikzer sheva. Ma la'alam shluki better to go over there. It's a sore even if you did not do it yet. Avkan shluki better to do it as well. Rishimon says, Neymar kan lechaper, v'neymar la'alam v'para hatat v'zira hatat shehuva l'man lechaper. Ma la'alam shluki better to go over there only when it happened already. Avkan shluki better to over here. My thing was machoke based off of. More so than in Husni Chutz, there's a whole that you compare the outside Korban, the outer Mizbeach Korban to the outer part of Korban, to the outer part of the Betandash. Then in the Chutz you can't learn from the outer Korban from the inner one. But more so than in Rabbi Shimon says, no, I compare the two cases of animals. I don't compare the case of halakha from a person to the animal, and therefore it makes more sense to not to compare it. Okay. Says if the Kohen brought it in by mistake, it's kasher. Ha bezi pasul. Sounds like it did on purpose. It's pasul. Bishakipeh only applies when he applied it. Or shulukah, maybe he did not apply it. How are we looking at this in inference? Marbi Mia says, ממש משמר ואת פר החטאת ואת השעיר החטאת אשר הובא אל דמם אל הכפר בקודש. Pasuk says, the hatat bull and the hatat goat you brought inside to bring kapara. Why is the pasuk mentioned again that and the one who burns it? What do you mean? What is it teaching you? It's teaching you for the own halacha that clothes the person who burned the paraduma become tamei. Tamei. That's the big chidush. The Gemara says no. Elamat lumar hatat hatat. Why mention hatat twice? Where it says lefish the purpose since the only halacha of the bull and goat Yom Kippur. Shenasafina beta addition that they burn it on the ashes spot outside the Yerushalayim. They make your clothes tamei. Sa'ar misafin minay. How do you know that the other korban hataot that when you burn them they also become patameh? The Gemara the pasuk says halat halat the very bidah second to bidah. Mary says no, I don't need that. Why? I don't know. The pasuk already says ve'para hatat ve'seira hatat. She'en tam lomar ba'al hachaper. It doesn't tell us to bring kapara. Mazel hachaper why I mention it. The Mela corporate narrates and tell you that any korban that brings kapara, shah surfam to if you burn it becomes makes your clothes tameh. But says that doesn't the word lachaper doesn't teach you anything. Why? Must be because he needs that pasuk to teach you the Gzera Shava that Rishimon used, and therefore Vida must hold that the outer korban hatat is only pasul if the blood were made inside the hechal. No perek. Hamizbeach mikadesh et hara'ui lo. The mizbeach make something kadosh for something that's eligible for it, even if it's already pasul. The Rishon says, "Call it yishim anything that's eligible for the fires of the mizbeach. If it goes up, you don't bring it down." Shneimar says, "He ha'ola al mokeda." What does that teach you? Ma'ola shiru yel lishim, just like the olah, which is fit to be burnt. Im not that you don't bring it down if you put it up. Av kol shiru lishim, so anything else is burnt eligible for the fires. Im malala if you bring it up, you don't bring it down. Rabban says, "Kol mizbeach anything that's really for the mizbeach." Im malala you don't bring it down. Shneimar says, "Hu ha'ola al mokeda mizbeach." What does it teach you? Ma'ola shiru yel mizbeach. Just like an allow, if you bring it up, you don't bring it down. So anything else that you bring up on Veach, I'll tell you already, I'll tell you don't bring it up, you don't bring it down. Okay. And ben David ben Gamliel the Yeshua Allah Adam Sachim. What's the difference between Ben Gamliel and Rabbi Yeshua? Is halacha is what about the bloods and the libations that are brought. If let's say you bring it after they became pasul. Shabban Gamliel they do. According to Rabbi Gamliel says you don't bring it down. Rabbi Yeshua you already Rabbi Shimon say that you do bring it down. Rishon says no. Hazevach kasher u'nechasim b'singim. The korban is kasher and the libations are pasul. Hanechasim kisherim vazeh pasul. Or if the libations are kasher but the korban pasul. Afilu zev is or even both of them are pasul. Hazevach lo yered. V'nisachim yeredu. But the korban, you never bring the korban down, but you do bring down the libations. Okay, the Gemara says Ra'ui lo in sounds like only it makes it the mizbeach only makes it kadosh if it's eligible for it. She'in lo lo, but if it's not Ra'ui, it's not. The mote ma that exclude. The Gemara says the mote kimasin shelo kadosh beichli. It's referring to a kimisa, the flour from the korban mecha that was not yet kadosh from a kli sharet from a service vessel. If if you were to bring it on. You take it down because it was never kadosh. Maskil Ravina, Ma'ishnam Dula, why is this different than Ula? That's what Ula says. Imri Kodesh Kalin Shelan Tnezi Kazavin. Parts of a Kodesh Kalim that you brought up before throwing the blood, literally you don't bring it down. Nasu Lahmosh Mizbeach, because it becomes like part of the payment for the Mizbeach. Seemingly, that these don't have as the designation, and they still leave it on. The Gemara says, "Hanach lo mehasrim ma'aseh b'gefah," because those things don't need anything to be done before designating them. Hanach mehasrim ma'aseh b'gefah, but over here, the kiman sa'al, you still need to do something to make it part of kedusha, like making it by putting it into kli. Other stuff's already kadosh. Over here, it's just flour, unless you do put it into kli. Okay, Rabbi Shomer called it he said anything that's eligible for the fires, and Rabbi Gamliel argued. Rabbi Gamliel says, how do you explain it? He also learns olah. How the pasuk also says, the pasuk does say Allah. So how does he argue? How loud do they poki'in hudata? That's teaching you that if something were to, yeah, when it's cooking, sometimes things explode. The juices and everything, it starts spurting, and something might fly out. So if something flies off, you should put it back. B'ida according to Yeshua, loud do they poki'in minale. How does he know that if something flies off, you put it back on? Nafkale me'asher lo to'achala ish. He learns from pasuk of that which the fire ate. Meidach, what does Rabbi Gamliel do with that pasuk? How many bali need only parts of the olah that fell off, you put it back on. But the Torah that popped off, you don't put it back on. The Tanna Rabbi Chanina bar Elazar ben Yaakov, Asher tochel האש את העולה המזבח, אכולי עולה אתה מחזיר, ואת המחזיר עולה this is the source. Okay. ואיזה according to Yeshua, למה ממילא שמעת מינה דאכולי עולה מדרינן. Don't we see from the fact that you don't return the incense, the Ktoret, must be that you do return Allah. Huh, biggest proof. Okay, Rabban Gamliel, Kol Ra'oi, he mentioned that anything that's Ra'oi you don't bring down. Rabbi Yeshua Nami, Hakati Mizbeach, what does Rabbi Yeshua do that Pasuk Mizbeach? Seemingly, what is, it's good proof. How many Ba'alev, because he knows the Pasuk something else. My Tama Kama Achana, why did the Torah say, Kol Ra'oi Magdam Mektesh Mizbeach? Why did the Torah say it? To teach you that anything that's fit for the fire is kadosh. From the mizbeach. V'idach, I'm not going to argue. Mizbeach achrin and katif. The mizbeach is written another time, which teaches us that. V'idach, what is the mention of the other word mizbeach? Chad lehecha de'ahita la she'ata kosher. That teaches you that one teaching you that if the korban had at one point was kasher, that's when you will bring it down. The second time it mentions it, lehecha lo hayta la she'ata kosher, is a case where the korban was slaughtered well, but let's say there was a problem with it, the blood was left overnight, etc. Even in that case, um, it's still kosher. You know, you still leave it on. Don't think you just take it down. Bidach was everyone will hold. Came the Puslin, the Nud, but I've been in the Dachmana since these Kuran to Pasul and Torah included them. Losh Nahait and Losh Takosher, Losh Not Losh Takosher. It doesn't make a difference whether or not there was a period of point in time where it was kosher or not, you still don't take it down.